What's up, everybody? Welcome back into the Tide Talk podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Blackwood, and today it's a quick episode looking at what Nick Saban said on Monday afternoon in his press conference leading up to Alabama's semifinal matchup with the Cincinnati Bearcats. Of course, he led off his press conference talking about how the team has practiced so far in the past week or so, preparing for the Bearcats, and he mentioned that it's kind of hard for the team to refocus, but he thought they've done a pretty good job of that. Then he went on to answer a few questions. One of the questions was about, some of the young receivers who have maybe stepped up with the absence of John Metchie. Of course, John Metchie was injured there late in the first half against Georgia in the SEC championship game, and he's going to be out for the rest of the season. So Alabama's going to need a young receiver to step up and make plays in the playoff if Alabama hopes to advance and make it to the national championship game and hopefully hoist another national championship trophy. So a couple guys he mentioned, Trayshawn Holden, Ajay Hall, Javon Baker, of course, Ja'Cory Brooks. So he talked about all four of those players. And what I like most is I'm hearing the name Javon Baker and Ajay Hall because they have been so quiet all year long. And it's nice to see Ajay Hall making plays, keeping his head down, and maybe we can see this guy on the field here in the playoffs. So it's just going to be really interesting to see who can step up in the absence of John Metchie. That's probably one of the biggest storylines heading into this matchup with the Cincinnati Bearcats. He also talked about some of the injuries. Of course, Chris Allen is still up in the air. He said there's really no new updates on anybody that's out right now. So it looks like Alabama's going to be without Josh Jobe, Jalen Armour Davis. So could we see Kyrie Jackson and Kool-Aid McKinstry as the starting cornerbacks for Alabama? That looks like that is the most obvious choices there at that position. So just kind of have to wait and see there, but really excited to see how that plays out over the next week and a half leading up to the contest. A couple other things he mentioned. He mentioned Will Anderson's mentality and how his intangibles and his athletic ability really separate him. We obviously know he's a gifted player athletically, but Coach Saban mentioned that his intangibles is what set him apart. So loved hearing that. Of course, he talked about Bryce Young's mindset and how he never lets the outside noise or the external factors really affect how he prepares or how he plays in the contest. He really just plays one play at a time, one snap at a time, and you can see that in his play. He won the Heisman Trophy for a reason. So good to see all that. Nothing really major coming from the press conference other than the mention of the four wide receivers, Ajay Hall, Javon Baker, Trayshawn Holden, and Ja'Cory Brooks. Who is going to be the guy to take that next step and replace John Metchie? Excuse me. So, if you will, take a moment, jump in the comment section below, give us your answer of which of the four wide receivers that Coach Saban mentioned will have the biggest impact in Alabama's matchup with Cincinnati. Ja'Cory Brooks, Trayshawn Holden, Javon Baker, or Ajay Hall. Like I said, jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single minute of the Tide Talk podcast. Until next time, roll Tide.